The son of an impoverished tea shop owner is about to become the leader of the world's largest democracy. However, Narendra Modi is seen as a divisive figure. His critics accuse him of being complicit in the deadly 2002 Hindu-Muslim riots in the western Indian state of Gujarat, when Modi was the state's chief minister. The 63-year-old has struggled to remove the perception that he didn't do enough to stop the mob violence, despite being cleared by the country's Supreme Court. However, the Indian stock market rose after news of Modi's win. Many of his supporters believe he could help reverse the slowdown. To get the latest from the ground in New Delhi, we're joined now by our reporter Ravinder Bawa. Ravinder, thanks for joining us. So what's the mood like in Delhi? I guess jubilation at BJP headquarters and shock for Congress.
Absolutely, absolutely. Huge jubilation. I spent a few hours today morning at the BJP office, and it was just out of the world, the kind of jubilation that we saw there, with supporters coming from all across India, all kinds of arrangements being made, flowers, sweets, food, tea being one of the most controversial issues of this election, where Mr. Modi is supposed to be the son of a tea seller. He used to sell tea, and that became one of the issues of attacking each other. So there was a huge stall there today distributing free tea in the name of Mr. Modi. So there was a lot of celebration in BJP. First time it's a record win. Many records being broken in this election by the BJP and by Mr. Modi. So this whole joy, I mean, just now when I was coming from that side, even the roads around that area have been decorated with lights and flowers, and slogans being shouted everywhere, and everywhere you can hear, at least till a few kilometers, Modi, Modi. So that's the kind of crowd which has gathered to for the joy of the success of the party, and it's just full of that. Whereas on the other hand, in the Congress office, there is nobody roaming around. Even the media reached there. In the morning there was media there as well, but they had to shift their base to the BJP office as the results and the trends started coming out in the day. Only when Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the leader of the Indian National Congress, and Rahul Gandhi, the vice president of the party, they spoke and they took responsibility for this defeat. Only that is the time when we saw a huge group of media reaching there, because till then not many Congress leaders were approachable. There were some sitting in the studios, but otherwise Congress was not coming out and talking till the senior leaders came out and spoke to the media and spoke to the nation through the media. So yes, a lot of jubilation even among the voters who are not present at the party office, but you can see a certain mood in Delhi where everybody is celebrating, especially the youngsters, because this election has been for Mr. Modi about the support of the youth. 150 million youth voters who voted for the first time have supported him, and there are small little parties being organized by these supporters who voted for him, these voters, and they are trying to enjoy themselves in this victory, be a part of this victory in their own way. So yes, definitely a different kind of mood in the whole of nation, and the other parts of the country also. Celebrations in both BJP office, BJP headquarters, as well as BJP state offices. Huge crowds gathering, celebrating this moment of joy.
Okay, Ravinder, as you've been pointing out, a massive, huge victory for Narendra Modi. What has he been saying in the wake of this victory?
It has been a very interesting election, Anand. As a journalist, it was a real joy to cover this election, because it made me learn a lot about our own nation, the kind of things that go on during election. This was a 9-phase election spread over 2 months. The polling started on the 7th of May. The notification for the election happened on the 5th of March, and the results on the 16th of May. So almost spread over more than 2 months in 9 phases, where there have been a lot of campaigning, and Mr. Modi all along has stuck to the point of development. His only card which he wanted to play, and knowing that the whole business community is with him, knowing that the youth is with him, he played the development card, which was just opposed to what the Congress has been doing in the last 10 years. A lot of welfare schemes, a lot of different kind of, they did talk about all-inclusive growth. Now here was Mr. Modi, who was citing his Gujarat model as one of the models of development which he promised to the people of the country, and that's something which has worked, especially with the youth.
Okay. Ravinder Bawa, thank you very much for joining us. That's CCTV's Ravinder Bawa reporting from New Delhi.